Hey everyone, today we're going to do a little video to connect the new HT011A transmitter to the H501A and to the H501M. First off, before I do that, I just wanted to show you, because I did not show this in my last video, the battery. This does come with a LiPo battery, and it's the 1300 milliamp 7.4 volt LiPo, Hubsan's LiPo. So there you see the battery. This question's come up a few times. They don't give you a option for AA. Please excuse the toothpicks. I'll go over that in a minute. But there is no option for AA batteries. It's strictly LiPo, which I'm very happy to see that. And I'm going to go ahead and just hook this up real quick and get that out of the way. Put it back. And it fits in there really nice. It's actually got a little slot that keeps it in place. So that's the battery. Now, the reason I have these toothpicks in here is pretty obvious, but if you look at this, this thing does not, when you have this top weight on it, it does not set. It just wants to fall backwards until the antenna works like a kickstand. So right now, just for the purpose of the video, I put the toothpicks in the back because I don't have the screws in it right now. I've just got it snapped together. And so the toothpicks just slide up through the holes where the screws go and temporarily work as legs. But I'm going to put a modification on there so when I set it down like this, it'll sit. But without those toothpicks, it's like a damn rocking chair. And it just doesn't sit good. So let's go ahead and hook up the transmitter to the H501A. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on the transmitter so the Wi-Fi emits a signal. And if you use the relay, it's going to pretty much hook up just like the relay. So the Hubsan H501A that comes with the relay, essentially this transmitter works like a relay as well. The only difference is now you can of course control the quad with it. So I will show you all that once we get a signal from the Wi-Fi. All right, now you see the Wi-Fi is blinking, so it's emitting a signal. And we're going to go into the Wi-Fi settings. And we're going to connect to the Wi-Fi, which it's automatically doing. Now, if you've connected to the Wi-Fi of the H501A, you're going to want to go into your settings and click Forget That. That way it doesn't automatically try to connect to that. You only want it to connect to the HT011A relay. So right now we're connected to that Wi-Fi, and I'm going to hook up, turn that off, open up the Hubsan app. Accept. And as you see right here, there is also a new interface on the app. Just to show you, they've changed the home screen. These are currently your Wi-Fi models that are controlled by this app. You have the H501M, the H216A, and the H507A, and then the H501A. So we're going to enter that device. Alright, so right now the app's open. Let's go ahead and plug in the battery on the quad. So if you notice right here, the Wi-Fi went from solid to blinking, and now the 2.4 gigahertz is solid. I've previously bound this to the quad, so it's currently connected to the 2.4 gigahertz. Once you connect the Wi-Fi, it drops the 2.4 and goes back to the Wi-Fi. We are still connected to the relay with the app, with my phone settings. But once I connect the Wi-Fi, the relay to the quad, we're going to go solid on the Wi-Fi here. So it's strictly all Wi-Fi. Maximum range out of that, anybody that gets over 600 meters, I'd love to see it. So please, anybody that gets this, if you go over 600 meters with that, just all Wi-Fi, please share, let me know and share your videos. I'd love to see it. So we're connected with the quad and the transmitter, and we're going to go into our relay settings, and we're going to set up the relay connection. Now this is where you want to connect to the H501A. So we're going to connect there and connect. Okay, so our Wi-Fi is established, and right here you'll see it change. It always takes a little while. All right, so now we're connected to the Wi-Fi, and the 2.4 gigahertz signal is dropped. So now it's asking us to do the compass calibration. We'll do that real quick. All right, so now the compass calibration's done, and it's asking us to bind to the aircraft. And then this is the GPS accuracy test. Those of you who have not figured this out yet or are not familiar with it, you will notice that when you do your GPS accuracy test and it's checking, what it's doing is just checking the distance. And it's going to fail. Usually it fails several first attempts. The best way to get that to pass is take your controller and leave your quad where it sets on the ground or a takeoff station, and or landing pad, I mean, and just kind of walk back and forth, walk around the quad while you're redoing the GPS accuracy test. So after it fails, you're going to go into settings and you're going to reinitiate that GPS accuracy test. And while you're walking around, that kind of makes it a little more true and gives you a better chance of it passing. So that's one little tip for you. So we're going to skip that right now since we're indoors. And if you do fail and you skip it, you're not going to be able to use your follow me or orbit mode or anything like that. You have to have the GPS accuracy test to pass for that to happen. All right, so now we're all bound. We are strictly Wi-Fi, and we're connected to the quad. And let's see if I can start it. I think I have the settings set for it to start with under 6 satellites. There you go. So that'll give you your connection to the H501A with this transmitter. And if you would like to buy this transmitter by itself, if you already own a H501A, I'm told the transmitter will sell by itself for, I believe, $54. And if you buy the package, which I think they're calling this the Professional Advanced Package, I think it's $219 if I'm correct. I forget exactly without looking on their website, but it is on the Hubsan website. It's put on there as coming soon. Dealers will get this before Hubsan even sells it on their website, but you can at least go to the website and see the price. And I did talk to Hubsan and ask them about selling this separate. Originally they weren't going to do it, but after talking to them, they did agree that a lot of people are probably going to want this controller. especially if you're going to use it with the monitor from the Storm, which is the HS001 monitor. That's going to make this a long distance flyer. This with that combination, you're going to get closer to 1,000 meters for sure. You'll probably exceed 1,000 meters with that, because I know that monitor will do it. So again, that's $54 just for the remote, and then $219 for the combination. All right, so we're done with our connection on that, and let's go ahead and connect the H501M. Now this is a good controller. It's good with the H501A. To me, it's not a big wow factor for the H501A because many people are already using the advanced transmitter with that and are happy with that. But I still think many will buy this and use it with the H501A. But the big selling point for this will be the H501M. With the M, you currently have the Bluetooth controller option, and that's okay. It doesn't perform great. It suits its purpose. So you have a controller to use sticks versus the touchscreen to use your virtual reality sticks. Many people don't like using the virtual reality sticks on the app. I like them. I think the quads are much more responsive. When you're videoing, you can make nice little turns, no quirky, jerky stuff. So I really like the app. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. So with the M, you're going to have the option to fly with this controller, and also it'll be the bonus of having the Wi-Fi relay that's going to boost your distance on the H501M. I have not flown any distance on the H501M with this yet because I have two motors now that are making some pretty loud clattering and acting a little goofy, so I don't want to do any range with it yet. I'm going to order the motors that are being sold with the H501M. Again, this was a prototype I've explained before in other videos, and it came with the same motors that the A has and the SS has. But the motors in the H501M are the black motors from the H501C. So let's go ahead and get going on connecting to the 501M. All right, I'm going to try this again. I had to do a little edit here because I ran into a problem connecting the device to the 501M. So hopefully this time around we can get it to connect. It does connect. There's no special tricks or anything, but for some reason it just isn't cooperating when I'm videoing. So we're going to go into the H501M on the app and open that up. Now again, we are still connected. My device is still connected to the relay, the HT011A relay. And I forgot the connection of the H501M prior to this. You have to forget the connection so it doesn't try to connect your phone to the H501M. So we have the app open, and we're going to go ahead and turn on or plug in the battery. And wait for it to do its thing until the front lights start flashing. Okay, so the front lights are flashing and it's automatically connected. And our Wi-Fi signal is solid. The reason why it automatically connected is because I had already previously had this hooked up and went into the controller, selected Wi-Fi, and then I went to scan aircraft and set it to the H501M and then click connect. So that's how you're going to connect the two and bind them. and it has not asked me to bind or anything on there. There. Usually I just move the sticks and it pops up. If it does not pop up, you want to go into settings. Let me click OK. And we're going to skip this again because we're indoors. All right, so now we're connected. But if it does not ask you to bind, you're going to go into settings and you're just going to go bind to current aircraft and click that. Right now it says bounded, which I love that they say bounded. It's bound. So I'm going to click out of that and show you that we are connected. The lights aren't flashing anymore. And bear with me, my motors are a little bit loud because they're bad. There you go. We are connected to the H501M, and you have full control. With the transmitter. Now, one thing I want to show you here, just real quick, this flight mode, basically what that does, it's the same thing as, where is it? If I can remember where it's at, I'll show you. I don't remember where it's at, if it's even in this portion of the app. I know the A has it. Here we go. Maybe I have to kill the motors. No. Basically all this does, it's not a sport mode, it's not an altitude hold mode, it's none of that. This is the same, this basically sets your stick sensitivity. So right now I can only go as high as 60%. Let's see if you can see that. Oops. So right here in the top corner of the screen, it goes up to 60%. All right, so now let's put it in mode 1, and you'll see it goes up to 77%. Now that might not be really accurate. I might need to do a stick calibration. And then right here in 3, it goes up to 100%. So that's all that does. And that's the senior setting, beginner setting, and junior setting, I think they call it. Junior, beginner, and senior, something like that. But that's all that the switch does right here. I keep it on number 2, which is actually a 3rd position in the switch, and that's all that does. This one here does nothing currently, nothing that I can find, and in the manual it says it does nothing. Again, just to quickly go over the buttons with you. This one here is your photography, and then this one here does nothing. So the top button does nothing, photography button works. Your slider rotary switch does nothing. This slider rotary switch does nothing. And then you have your video button, and you have headless mode. Since I haven't done the GPS accuracy test, it probably won't do it. Yeah, it won't do it. But that would be headless mode. And then you have follow me, and you have orbit, and then you can control the LEDs, which it's not doing. There we go. Control your LEDs. Turn them off, turn them on. Just like the A, they only go solid or they go off. They do not flash. I know many people want them to flash. This has been passed on to Hubsan as well, and hopefully they'll bring it back so that it flashes. To me, it's not a big deal, but a lot of people like the flashing lights, and So if it's something they can do, they should do it. All right, so that is it. Again, this is going to be a big deal for the H501M, giving you a cheaper quad with the ability to use a transmitter to fly it. But again, you are strictly Wi-Fi. But then again, the same thing applies to the 501A. When you use this, you are strictly Wi-Fi. So really, there's no difference between the two using this setup. My next video I'm going to show you how to do a long range setup using the Hubsan H7001. You cannot do this with the 501M, but you can do it with the 501A, and this will give you your long range. With the Wi-Fi, like I said before, that your maximum, I think you'll see out of that is 600 meters max, and then you're going to lose FPV. Flight control remains pretty good at that distance, but you will lose your FPV unless you're doing something different than I'm doing by using a Wi-Fi range extender on your phone or something. But that's it. We've connected to the 501M, we've connected to the 501A, and I showed you the battery on this and all the functions of the controller. The one thing that I do not know how to do, if it's possible or not, when using this right here, I don't have a return to home function. There's nothing in the manual that says that there's a key command for the controller to do a return to home. So the only thing I know to do is just turn off the controller and let the failsafe kick in, and then it's going to return to controller, or I'm sorry, return to takeoff point. So that's the only thing I know to do. I've got to play with it more. I've just used this for testing, mainly range, and the one thing I noticed was lag. There is some lag if I do the video. It's not so bad right now, but sometimes it'll freeze for 10 seconds, and it's sporadic. It's not all the time. The A does it and the M both do it. So that's the kind of stuff I've been testing and sending videos to Hubsan to try to get worked out. And supposedly there is a new firmware for I think the controller, for the TX for the controller, to help with that lag. I don't know if they're going to do anything with the RX or the FC. So there is a firmware in the works, and I'm just waiting for it to test, and hopefully that'll take care of the lag problem. All right, so that's enough today. I hope that this answers your questions. I know a lot of people were asking, does this connect to the M? Now you have your answer, and you have exactly the steps how to do it. And once again, thank you everybody that subscribes to my channel. And those of you, of course, who do not subscribe, please do. I try to bring you the new content, the new models, and any problems with the Hubsans that I find or people find in my group. I try to get that all that information to you in a video and some resolutions. So once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and there is a new product coming that I hope to have soon to release to you guys for the H501M and the H501A, along with the other flyers, Wi-Fi flyers, but I usually don't mention them because I don't have any. I am getting one model. I don't know for sure which one, but I am getting one of the other Wi-Fi models. Whichever one Hubsan sends me is the one I'll get. So stay tuned for that new product. It's coming hopefully within a month. I hope it's ready to go and can be shown in video and talked about in, again, a new tutorial for it. So I look forward to bringing that information to you guys. All right, that's enough. I'm babbling on here. Have a good one and take care.